Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Of course, my name is Blitzwinger, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mystical Vault, and also, of course, welcome on back to yet another SKYLANDERS Superchargers video. I hope you guys are on a fantastic day. Today we're going to be taking a look at, of course, the water racing gameplay, which should be a ton of fun. I think I selected, from what I recall, the submarine. Of course, my character is on the left-hand side. This is split screen, so of course, don't forget, you can play this in single player, but I am competing with another player here, so that's why there's a split screen kind of effect going on the screen. So I chose one of the submarines, which was really cool, and a very quick vehicle. Right here, bam! I nailed the boost, so you can see kind of how you have to work your way to get that extra little boost right off the get-go. It helps you out to get into a pretty good momentum and a pretty good position. So, on the water levels, of course, on the land levels, we talked about how the unique thing about those levels is that you can drift. You can drift around corners, and then that gives you a bit of boost, and you gain speed next to that. Well, on the water levels, interestingly enough, on the air levels, we had the barrel roll, if you remember, so that was cool, of course, as well. And then on the water levels, the unique factor is that you can actually dive underwater. You'll notice me do that right there. I start to learn how to do that. And I was genuinely really surprised by how this whole thing worked, because, well, to me, it was just quite interesting that they were able to get a match where you can basically play, not all of it, but a lot of the parts of this level underwater or above water, which is just so unique, especially because sometimes, like right there, you saw a wave will start coming up at you, and it's dangerous to stay over water because you can potentially get bumped out of the way or like put yourself into a dangerous position, so you go underneath the wave by diving under, which is really cool. And then additionally to that, there were moments where when I dove underwater, I realized that the map underwater was shifting, like the level would rise or open up and there would be a secret passageway. So as you play this more and more, you can find all these little nooks and crannies into which you can go into to save yourself maybe a couple of seconds or maybe a second and get a better time at the end of the match, which is just so cool and genuinely surprised me. I think this was the most impressive map that I got to play. Of course, I got to play one land, one air map, and then also this right here, the Mystical Vault, which was the water map, but you'll notice that it's just so cool. Like right there, I could have gone over top like the other player did right next to me there, but I decided to instead just go underneath the water and underneath the bridge, and that was a viable solution as well. I was very impressed all the way throughout this level how many things and variables were happening all the time. There's constantly things shifting and turning. Like here, I'm constantly underwater, and because none of those players above me were underwater, they didn't get any of those speed boosts, and you saw how much that helped me to get into second place. I got ahead of like 2 or 3 players right there just because I decided to go underwater and take advantage of those boost pads, the red boost pads underneath the water. It was kind of also interesting that on this level there's 2 different boost pads. You have the red ones and the blue ones, and you'll notice that sometimes one of them is like loses some color, whereas the other ones are more boosted up. And essentially what that does is it allows you to have an additional boost, but the cool thing about them is that they constantly switch them on and off. So like right now, for example, the red ones are glowing, the blue ones don't do anything. And then halfway through, or every few seconds, I didn't really work out the mechanism of how this happens, but it will switch back on. Like right there, the blue ones have come on, so now they work, but the red ones don't do anything. So it's really cool how it kind of like switches that back and forth, because that adds another element of strategy, because you're constantly thinking to yourself, okay, do I go for this blue one or is it going to turn off any second now? Do I go for the red one? And then that could obviously change the positions in which you're located in, because at one point you could think, okay, well, I'm doing great because I am, I'm getting all these blue boost pads, and all of a sudden, whoop, they turned them off, and your teammate just passes right by you because he was focused on all the reds. Like right there, boom, you see, that's a secret little passageway right there that I took that I didn't know about. It was the only reason it even happened is just because I stumbled in and I was at the right place at the right time, so to speak. So again, I really was surprised by the water level. It was by far the most impressive of the maps because it just did so many things. Like there were so many things going on at all times. It was the most hectic. If you're watching the gameplay, you'll notice it also feels like it's the quickest of the bunch. It could be, of course, because A, I'm playing way better, and this was the 3rd matchup that I had, so I kind of had like good momentum. But B, it could also just be because I don't know why, like this level, the way that all the boost pads are positioned and such, it incentivized a much quicker play. And I really truly enjoyed myself, and this was like, after I finished this match, I was like, okay, this was really interesting, because I think that the water levels may possibly be my favorites, especially if they all play like this. If all the water tracks play like this, I think they're going to be the most fun, because you have that element, that game mechanic of going above water, underneath water, and how different each experience could be, and how sometimes you need to kind of like balance between the two. Like you're gonna be like, okay, there's boost pads here, but I gotta go above water to get the boost pads up ahead, so I need to account for that. And it's just like this constant pace of back and forth thinking, okay, do I go here, do I go here, do I go here? It's really cool, and I enjoyed this matchup quite a bit. Overall, that's pretty much all I have to say in terms of my experience for this. It feels like maybe the actual level here was a little bit lengthier, because you'll notice that we kind of like go on for a longer period of time than we did with the other two, which is also kind of interesting, because I guess the level itself is lengthier. So even though you're going faster, the level is longer, so it kind of like balances out. So again, that was kind of a bit of a surprise as well to me. And I enjoyed the heck out of this. This was a ton of fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay as well. Let me know, by the way, in the comment section below, what was your favorite gameplay so far? Did you guys enjoy the air gameplay the most? Was it the land vehicles that you thought were the coolest and the most interesting, including the maps, of course, or the map that I played on? And then additionally to that, of course, last but certainly not least, maybe you found the water gameplay to be the coolest of the bunch. And in terms of, I forgot to mention, boosters and upgrades, all the same stuff. Like, yes, you get boost pads, and like right there, for example, I got an upgrade. All works the same. You got the same bonuses, same kind of power-ups, nothing like unique based on the fact that this is water levels, so you still maintain all of the things that you previously had access to, so that did not change in any way, shape, or form. So here we are, coming up on the final few moments right here, and bam, that is a race complete. We get first place, which was also probably a reason why I enjoyed this so much, because it was awesome. I was second place in all the other ones, so it was really cool to win one, and that was a ton of fun. So with that in mind, guys, there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's Skylanders Superchargers video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like. I hopefully will see you lovely folks here next time. Peace out, see you laters, alligators. Bye-bye, everyone, and look at that, Portal Master rank up. Peace out, guys. I'll see you later, alligators.